All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So today we are going to do 4 stocks on this one. It's a good group of viewer requests here, all right? AVTX I covered a couple days ago, and unfortunately, it didn't do what we wanted it to do, and it's exactly what I stressed about, right? Every video you hear me talking about the 8 and the 20, and again, I think the last couple days is a beautiful reminder of why, okay? Look, someone in the comments asked, hey, do I think you should buy, hold, or sell? Listen, I'm never gonna tell you what to do with your hard-earned money. All right, I am grateful you're listening to my opinions and thoughts, and that's all we're doing here, right? But I'm never gonna tell you what to do with your money. That said, I will give you my thoughts as I normally do. All right. After this one, the next 3 look really interesting. And I'm going to be honest with you, I rarely wake up at 6:30, all right? That's 9:30 Eastern. That's when the market starts. Like 6:30 is some good bedtime for me, but I think I might be waking up early because even outside of these 3, there are a number of things setting up. So I'm really looking forward to talking about the other 3. And this one specifically is just a really, really good learning moment, all right, is what I keep throwing out, all right? But before I go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. I'm telling you, anything you can do is so appreciated, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, just thank you. You know what I mean. All right. So let's get, oh, and then, hey, really quickly, if you haven't checked out the Discord groups, the link is definitely in the YouTube videos. All right. So let's get into AVTX. And I rarely tell you to go back to an old video, but if you have the time, I really think you should go back to watch the AVTX video because I recorded during live trading hours on this day. What day was this? Wednesday the 13th. So couple things, you know, I care about regular hour closes. I rarely do an in-day trade video. It was just a schedule thing, right? And I started to talk about essentially what my guess was about where the day would close, the Wednesday itself. And then I kept stressing, Wednesday doesn't matter. Wednesday, I hope you made really good money. Wednesday, I hope you banked some good money. Hey, Thursday even went a little bit further, and I'll talk about that a little bit. And I mentioned that in the Discord as well. But what matters, and I'm going to zoom out because you can see it very clearly. I mean, since here. Bad things happen under these 2 lines. Right? Bad things happen under all the lines, and obviously that's exactly where this thing has been, so don't get me wrong, right? But the 8 and the 20 are a stock's best friend or worst enemy, all right? And for months and months, it's fair to say that the 8 and the 20 have been AVTX's very worst enemy. All right. And we find ourselves going away from the 8, coming to the 8, going away from the 8. And instead of doing a a horizontal thing, we do a crazy vertical up to it. Right. And to me, the one thing I kept stressing was this is a regular technical move. Red, green. It's one of my favorite catchphrases, and it's not because it sounds cool, it's because it's real. When there's nothing but a sea of red, as I zoom out, it's a sea of red behind a whole mess of black nothingness, right? Like there is no resistance between down here and the green line, right? So to me, it makes sense. Red, green, to the first resistance, right? From there, I'm going to say it one more time. From there, what matters is the confirmation. And you hear me say that often. And I know it sounds silly. Believe me, there was a moment when I was like, why am I waiting for this to confirm and maybe get in on the day after? Like, don't I want to ride it all? Like, listen, if there's something to ride, it will be sustainable. Otherwise, The downtrend is what's sustaining right now, okay? And what mattered to me was making me believe, and if you watch my videos, you know a doji never counts, okay? Look, I am not a candle pattern trader. There are people that use no lines at all, and based on the way that the single candle looks, or maybe the two of, like, I don't really know, right? But like, they move thousands and millions and whatever amount of hundreds and dollars, whatever they got, right? Just on the candles. And the only candle I care about is the doji. And look, this is probably not as textbook a doji as something like this, which is a little more like that, which is a little more like, there's a big line up and not an equal one down, right? But to me, this represents uncertainty. We open right here, we crazy fly up, we kind of go down, we basically end where, like, this is uncertainty. This is not confirmation. And that kind of does look like the confirmation, but there's still a couple good things here, right? Again, I wanted more. Believe me, I wanted more, right? One thing I talked about on the Discord, and it should be easy, because I said 0.10. 0.10. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. Get out of here. Dude, I suck at... I'm really bad at 0.09. I'm sure point... Okay, here we go. So... here's where we talk about, I talk a little bit about AVTX, okay? See, AVTX was mentioned right here. So I liked the fact that it held the 8 MA on the day it closed, right? From there, I thought that the close over 0.9 would be unlikely, but hey, maybe we would wick close to 10. That's actually kind of what happens here, right? And a few things of why I thought that, okay? So, this 9-cent line was a support line. It supported us here, supported us here, supported us here, supported us here. It no longer was a support here, and all of a sudden it becomes a resistance. All right, so we go under it. It was hard for me to believe we would close over it. Look, I thought we would get a wick over it. And when was the date of this? On 12/13. So this was actually before the movement on the 14th itself. Again, I'm not here to prove I'm right? Like, you know, I'm not here to be like this cocky, I'm good thing, right? But yeah, these are technical moves that make sense to me. And again, the biggest thing is right now, what's going to happen? Are we going to hold the 8? Are we going to actually break this 20? Or are we going to continue to be doing what we've been doing since June, not even July, since June, and just trade under the 8 and the 20, right? Like, I'm not here to be a rah-rah fanboy. You know that, right? There are plenty of them on this stock here. Right now, there are seeing, and it's weird because I don't like how thick, like normally I would say this is a pretty decent spacing, and I guess as I'm looking at it, a move from 7 to almost 10 is actually a really nice percentage. Okay, here are my thoughts. Here are my thoughts. I would not touch this under 6 cents, and it actually looks like it's almost a decent 7. Where does 8 start? 8's like right here. I wouldn't touch this under 8 cents. I think if this can get into 8 cents, the goal would be a ride up to, again, like I said, that 10-cent line. Look, that's 2468. That's a 25% move right there, right? Like that's a beautiful percentage, right? I think the real need is to get over this 100 moving average. If we can start cracking into 13 cents, that's really where things are going to be good. And now look, I know it sounds silly for me to say, look, I'm going to completely avoid from 6 cents to 13. That's more than double, right? But the battlefield between 6 and 13, there's so many landmines here. One bad one, you step on, you're out, right? For me, I'd rather get in on 13, hopefully ride a nice little clean move here, hopefully ride a nice little clean move here. Who even knows? Maybe we'll break the 100, go to 2, right? A lot needs to happen before we get up there. A lot needs to happen before I'm thinking 13, right? But I don't really know how much I like this just because where the lines are. But hey, if we can get into 8 cents, believe me, a move even from 8 to 9 ain't too bad, right? Make me believe we're going to get over the 20. Make me believe we're going to hold the 8 moving average. Otherwise, the stock knows what to do under the lines, and unfortunately it's been doing that since July, right? So 2 good volume pops, we're clearly dropping back, right? I need some volume. I do, right? So again, 8 cent I think is the make me believe line here. Let me know if you disagree. We'll look at the weekly really quickly. Yeah, look at that. The weekly got wicked by the basically the 8. Again, to me, it was this 9 cent, used to be a support, now is a resistance. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions, even if you disagree. All right, otherwise, GNS, this is an interesting one here. All right, this is an interesting one, and this is a good view right here. So look, just like the last one, I don't know if you fast forward or not, but this thing's been struggling with the 8 and the 20. Definitely under the lines, a nice little moment here, definitely under the lines, a little thing here, definitely under the lines, something a little different here, right? So I'm not magically gonna just you know, see this single day, get super excited and go on, right? Because again, that's not what we want to do, okay? The 50 moving average is now kind of becoming the line that matters, right? Because you can see it. Obviously the 8 and the 20 was a struggle. That the 50 kind of stops us here. Right now, we're actually regular hours over the 50 and actually even over this little resistance lines, because we do close at 0.76, right? My line was obviously at 0.75. If you were to break the 50, the next line up would be 87 cents, right? The thing is, though, just kind of look, and you know, interesting, because I was just going to say this. Okay, here's what it was. All right, okay, here are my thoughts here. This candle right here breaks 1, 2, 3 lines on a single day. This one, yes, is also over that 50, but dude, this is not a confirmation candle. It's a big one. It's a good big size candle, but if you're going to break 3, you got to close up here or higher, give or take, right? And again, I would zoom out and get that give or take, but yeah, this isn't a good one behind this, even though just kind of looking at the candles, it normally would be, right? I hope that made sense. Again, if you're going to break 3, you got to do more. So the way I see it is this is kind of almost, you can say, the first one over the 50. That is not a confirmation. This is again over the 50. That is not a confirmation. We're now over the 50. Are we going to get back under it? Are we going to close at 71 on Monday? I would not like that. A close under 71 is going to make me believe history is repeating itself, right? What really needs to happen is a close of 81 cents tomorrow. I think if this can close at 81 cents or more, then we're going to start talking about go to the 100. Then we might start hunting break the 200, all right? A lot can happen over that line right there. As I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if I want to lower this. Oh, dude, I think I do. I don't think I need you this high anymore. Let's bring you right here. Let's bring you right there. I like that. Look at what happens if we get over this. Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, red. Like, that's a fast mover right there, all right? 81 cents, I think, is the money line to start making me believe that this thing might have life. Look, GNS, all right? You know I don't use the word meme stock too much. You know I'm not here hunting meme stocks, but I like a stock that knows how to bring in 100 million shares on. There are stocks that will never get 100 million shares traded in an entire week, let alone on a single day, right? So I like it that it knows how to do 50 million shares back to back, actually 60 right here, 52 right here, right? So this thing knows what to do if it wants to do it. That's a nice divergence right there. That's a nice divergence right there. Again, divergence, just a fancy word for the 2 lines going away, and the 2 lines are going away the right way, right? I like green going up, red staying down, or you know what I mean, right? So get me in a positive MACD. This is a real healthy 58. Was not that long ago. We were pushing 85. We were pushing a decent 70. It's been a minute, though, since we've actually gotten into the 60s RSIs. Interesting. I think volume's going to be the big one here. I really do. So I want at least 14 million shares. What's 14 divided by 8? We need 1.75 million shares in that first hour. If we can get 2 million shares in that first hour, I think it could be an interesting day for GNS, all right? Where are we on the weekly? Look, this thing's basically been under the 8, made a little pop, been under the 8, right? We closed over it on the weekly. That's a really good thing. It definitely is. We haven't done that actually since this one, since early September, right? So What line are you? 89. I think that lines up pretty well with that. Wasn't this 87? 87, right? So I think there's a reason to believe we might be coming to this. This is going to be hard to break because it's a resistance on the daily. It's a resistance on the weekly. Again, though, my 116 lines here, it's even a little bit higher on the weekly. I think it's a little premature to even think. I think for now, keep your eyes on 90 only. All right. I don't know if 90 will break and run. But going from 75 to 90 ain't too bad. You're basically adding a quarter when you only had 3, right? That's a quick 33% move right there, give or take, right? So, yeah, I'm liking it actually. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, CDIO. Hey, really quickly, if you haven't already, please subscribe and share. It would be much appreciated. Let's get into this, all right? And look at this thing, all right? Just look at this thing. Couple things immediately jump out, and I'm not even like sure where to start, but I actually think I want to start in volume. And I'm not even going to talk about the up. What I actually like is, and it's funny because it's not that I like it, right? But the fact that volume had been horrible, well under the 50, very much more reds than greens. Like, that's bad volume. This thing just went horizontal. It didn't go down, give up all the moving averages. Green can easily turn to red. Like, this little baby, like, horizontal moment right here actually kind of held it, right? So that is pretty crazy to me that you get really poor volume. Dude, MACD never slips under the negative line. RSI on the 50 looks like it's ready to re-peak. We were just at the 80s. We were just in the 90s. I mean, there are reasons to believe, right? Next line up is 329 as well. And I mean, dude, look at that. Red. Whole mess of nothing. Whole mess of nothing. Red. Whole mess of nothing. Whole mess. That could be a real quick pop up. Dude, I gotta set an alert here, I'll be honest. Yeah, I think that's all I need. I even might go a little lower. What did I do it on? I think I hit the line accidentally. Sorry, 1 second. 246, I like 246. Why not? Let's pick that. Again, I'm not here to be greedy, right? Look, I know it just popped 45%. I know the thought is, how's it gonna go up again? It just went really big. I'm seeing the high of the day at 234, the third line in the box over there being the close of the day. I'm seeing a stock that they just kept buying, and then finally they closed the door and said, hey, the market's over, go home, come back on Monday. You know what I mean? I don't care about after hours, but I'm seeing a stock that did not drop hard. Yeah, it dropped a little bit, don't get me wrong, but if you're going to pop 45% and then you're going to drop, you're probably going to come all the way down here. You know what I mean? So I am, again, your boy might be waking up at 6:30 in the morning instead of sleeping like a baby. You know what I mean? So ABAT, let's check this one out, all right? And this alone is a really beautiful view of why I like this, all right? Volume, very nice, steady growth. And I know this looks like a big pop, but I'm actually seeing a very nice, like, gradual, like, growth there, all right? Break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50. This thing actually did get over the 50 as well. And hey, look, this broke 2 moving averages on a single day. That's how you confirm. Then you do another one that gets you over the 50. I need confirmation tomorrow, and I'll be honest with you, I might look something like this, because as I zoom out, red could be a really crazy green right now, all right? So not a lot of lines to be drawn here, but that's one, all right? Dude, that's kind of an insignificant one, but that's one, and then really that's kind of it, all right? I am not here to talk about $10 plus yet, okay? Don't just, because again, if you can go from this 5 and change to 7 and change, that's a big percentage, all right? But if you're going from 5 to 7 and you're hunting 10 all-time high plus, dude, you might miss out on this, right? That's why, keep it slow and steady, baby. And again, if it keeps going, just hold it, right? Like, it's you do you. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, right? But beautiful divergence. MACD is still in the negative. Oh, come on. There's no dash yet? I don't know why. But yeah, we're still technically in the negative, but I like that. It's interesting, all right? we have not been this high on the RSI yet. This is the highest point, and you can see it was a 64, right? So I don't necessarily know what that means. If you really want to know the truth, I'm assuming that 80 is going to still be the natural stop point, but hey, things can go silly, especially if volume holds, right? So this one's well worth a watch, and if this thing wants to keep going, there are no more moving averages, right? There are technically only 3, so this is above all the moving averages if it confirms, right? On the weekly, there's only 1, and we are over it, right? So interesting. The weekly actually says the line should be a little lower, a little closer to 715. That's actually essentially, I'm going to draw that line. I am actually. I'm going to take that from the weekly. I think it's worth having. I think it's like right about there. 706. Oh, that's actually essentially where we closed today. I'm basically looking at half that guy right there, right? Just kind of eyeballing it, but oh, and you know what? On the daily, it actually would have said here, because half of that guy, and that's pretty much the 50. Interesting. I'm going to delete this line. I think I'm overcomplicating a little bit. Just use those thoughts right there if you caught them, all right? Hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I think this was a good review. Appreciate you. You know that.